your name on it. Just put your name on it. That's all I say. Be a man or a woman. Put your name on it.
Well, I'd like to hear about it, potheads.
How the fuck you gonna know how to be great if you don't study greatness? Look at the game change.
Donuts.
If you wanna battle, it's either that you will or you won't.
You know, you're not a bad-looking man, Mr. Gals.
But you are, Blanche. You are in that chair.
There's something wrong with us. Something very, very wrong with us.
Hey everybody, thanks for using the Amazon banner on jaymohr.com. This comes from our friend Steven Albatis. JJ, I just clicked through and I bought some underpants for your hands as a gift. Naturally, why else? Of course you'd give that as a gift. Put your name on it, Steve Albatis. Steve, thank you very much. I'm very honored that you've done that. And you guys, keep the emails coming. These are great. I never knew underpants existed until now. Only a Mohr.
Is it funkadelic? Is it funky? Can you funk it up? With the holidays here, you don't have time to go to the post office. That's not funky. Traffic, parking, it's going to be packed with everybody. Use Stamps.com instead. That's funky. With Stamps.com, you can avoid the hassle of going to the post office during the busy holiday season. You don't have to get in your spaceship for anything. Everything you would do at the post office, you can do right from your desk. Buy and print official U.S. postage using your own computer and printer, baby. Print postage for any letter or package the instant you need it. Then the mail person picks it up. It's so easy and convenient. I use Stamps.com. You should too. Right now, get this special funkadelic offer when you use my last name, Mohr, M-O-H-R, no risk trial, plus a $110 bonus offer. That includes a digital scale and up to $55 free funky postage. Go to Stamps.com. Go to the top of the homepage, type in Mohr, M-O-H-R. That's Stamps.com. Enter Mohr, M-O-H-R. It is just one Stamps.com under a groove. All right, there is a spaceship in my freaking front lawn. The mothership has landed. William Earl Bootsy Collins. What's up, Boots?
Oh man, we just out here planetary funking, and you know, we was out here for the Diva thing last night, and we just had a funkin' blast. And,
Was that the VH1 Diva?
Yeah, it went really cool.
How many divas were there?
Oh,
Not
man.
including yourself, the male diva.
The male diva. Oh man, it was
Starship Diva.
It was so many, man. I mean,
Who was your favorite?
Well, you know what? I like Sierra. She did the Michael Jackson thing, man, and I mean, she had it so down. I was like, wow. I was really pleasantly.
What song did she do?
She did. It's kind of like a medley. The Billie Jean. I mean,
of course,
Beat It.
Billie Jean with that bass.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying,
right? Are there certain songs like when you hear a song, if it's a bass-driven song, is that more a direct way to get to Bootsy's insides? Like if a song's bass-driven, like Billie Jean.
Well, I never thought about that, but I don't know. It's certain songs that have certain melodies that can, entice me a bit, or automatically the bass-driven ones is automatically go there.
When you write, do you write on a bass? Do you write on a piano? Or do you write in your mind?
Probably all 3 or 4 of them, because it's like
or guitar.
Yeah. Oh no, not a key.
Beverly Hills Cop.
Right. No, it's more of a depending on how the song comes, it's kind of like if the song comes in the morning, say like 4 o'clock in the morning, and don't have a bass or nothing around, you can get a melody. You can get a couple of lines, a couple of sentences, and that'll spark a song.
When you because people know Bootsy Collins, great bassist, Parliament Funk. But I don't think they realize how much, like, you've written an enormous amount of songs. How much of your writing, you kind of answered it already, but Is it sometimes, will there just be like a sentence that you can't shake? Like a grouping of words, or is it the melody? Like what is more, because I don't know anything about writing a song.
What's more important, you mean?
What's more often? Is it a certain group of words where you're like, that sounds really cool the way these words go to, really?
Yeah, a lot of well, let's see. Dang, that's kind of a hard one because melodies really, I love melodies. But words freak me out too, and the way to say them, because I like to do words where they have double and triple meanings, where it don't just mean, you know, I want to funk, you know, it means, you know, I got some munchies for your love, you know. So it's like you can take that and take it anywhere you want to go. So I like to put twist on words and the meanings, you know, and I like to see people's faces, you know, when, you know, I want to see your face when I'm funky like this, you know, I just want to see your face. You know?
You're from Cincinnati, right?
Yeah, yeah.
I know this. I did a little research when I found out Bootsy Collins was coming over, and I sent out a tweet today saying, Bootsy Collins is coming over. It's just a total normal day in my house. Oh, my God, Bootsy's coming over. And then people tweeted back, to babysit? And I thought, you know what? That would be great. That's a sitcom.
Now, I can take that and wear that song out.
The babysitting song? I'm in charge of all your children. You guys enjoy it. That's a sitcom waiting to happen.
I know.
The parents go out. Bob Saget and his wife leave.
And have me come
and the babysitter's Bootsy. It's a human being Cat in the Hat. You guys just turn the house upside down. You teach the kids the bass lines, how to thump it, get it icky thump. And then, you know.
That would be a total mess.
Earth, Wind, and Fire come over.
A total mess.
With their straightened hair.
Total funkin' mess.
That's so Cincinnati. This is what blew me away, and I never knew that you were in the JBs with James Brown. That's like would be the first line on my resume for the rest of my life.
Well, that's probably the first. Well, that was the first professional gig I ever had.
But that'd be all I would say. Hi, I'm Bootsy Collins. Yeah, you know me, but did you know I was also in the JBs? Because it seems like James ran a super tight ship.
Yeah.
And you on stage, I've seen you guys. I've seen Parliament Funk. I've seen you solo. I've seen you in other bands, and it's real loose and fun. And it's almost like that old expression: you got to know the rules before you can break them.
Right.
It seems like with James Brown, you had to know the rules, and you had to keep it super tight.
Yeah.
Is it true that he would find guys in the middle of the show for messing up?
He did with the older guys because
the older guy.
Yeah, the older guys, you know, they kind of had responsibilities, and plus they like getting paid. We didn't ever have a concept of what getting paid meant because we thought we had to pay him to be with him. So we didn't have no concept of oh, you mean we get paid for this? You know, our whole thing when we got into music was like we was doing it because we was getting chicks, you know, and I mean having fun learning how to play and practice. So those were the like rewards. I mean, getting paid was like that was like way out of the assumption because you know we just knew we wasn't gonna get paid for playing, you know,
especially with James Brown.
Well, this was before.
Pre-James Brown.
Yeah, this is like pre-James Brown.
Acapella Bootsy.
Yeah. And I mean, just playing in the little clubs and this, that, and the other, never got paid, you know? And so to get with James Brown, then James Brown asked us, how much do we want? It's like, how much do we want?
That's a head trip, too.
Oh, man. I mean, you know, it's like, and you never think about, well, we never thought about how much we wanted. So for him to even ask us that, it was like, what?
I don't think he was really asking you.
Yeah.
How much you? I think it was a trick question.
It was. Well, everything he says was a trick question.
Really?
Yeah.
Everything's layered with JB.
Right.
And I feel like if you said a number that was too high, you were out.
Probably.
Whatever you think is fair, James, is probably the best answer, right?
Well, you know, I actually told him to let me speak with Bobby Bird, and because Bobby Bird had became our friend. You know, he befriended us. At the studio at King Records.
Tell the listeners who Bobby Bird is.
Oh, Bobby Bird is he was one of the original Famous Flames that started out with James Brown. He actually got James Brown out of jail when he was, you know, like young teenager kind of thing, and had James Brown living with their family. So he he befriended us at King Records, and so we kind of had a trust in him. You know, not like James Brown, because we didn't really know James Brown. We just looked at him as a superhero, the music guy that, you know, was so famous. You know, but Bobby Bird was down to earth, real cool cat, and he would tell us the truth, you know. So it was like, let's ask Bobby Bird, you know, how much should we ask? So we took Bobby Bird out of James's room, and we asked Bobby, what should we pay? You know, what should we get paid? You know, because Bobby, you know, was in on the other bands and how much they got paid. And so he told us, you know, why don't you ask for $200? You know, we was like, $200? It was like, man, I get $2.50 on my paper route, you know, a week. $200. Wow. So that was like mind blowing. It was like,
It might as well have been $1 million.
it was $1 million.
Yeah.
I mean, you know,
You know what? You just said something very interesting. It was $1 million.
yeah, it really was.
I mean, because I know just from doing comedy, and when I was coming up in comedy, the first time I was handed $50 once at a boathouse in Lake Apacong, New Jersey.
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
opening for somebody. And the only reason I had the job is because I had a car. I was in high school in New Jersey. And they said, but you got to go to Manhattan and pick up this lady, Sue Ryerson. She was the headliner, but nobody drove because they lived in Manhattan.
So you had to go.
So all the opening acts, you were only an opening act because you had a car. So go pick her up in Manhattan, and then go all the way back to Jersey to Lake Apacong, then drive her back to Manhattan, then go home. And the next day, I remember in high school, I was in first period French, and I remember the guy goes, hey, thanks a lot. That was really funny. I did 10 minutes. The guy handed me a $50 bill. Like $50 bills you don't see 10s and 50s.
Right,
You always see
right.
5s, 1s, and 20s.
Yeah,
But like
yeah.
that 50 was
That
crisp.
50 was like,
and it just came out of like his count room.
yeah.
And I remember sitting there. I mean, I'm 16 years old. And I
Yeah.
got $50, and
Yeah.
it was $1 million. It was $1 million.
It was $1 million.
The scale goes off the charts.
Yeah. Well, see, most people, especially nowadays, don't understand
They
that
don't wanna
part
hustle.
of it.
They don't
you know?
hustle.
Yeah. So it's a whole different ballgame. And when he said $200, like, okay, we went in there, and I said, well, how about $200? He started laughing, and we was like, oh man, maybe we blew. Maybe we blew by asking too much. You know, he said, son, I'll do better than that. I go $250. And he laughed again. You know, yeah, right.
I love you.
Yeah. But that was James, you know, and when he said that, you know, it was like, wow, this is, you know, and we still didn't realize $250. It's like we still didn't realize what that actually meant. It was like, okay, $250, cool, but that ain't really the reason we're here. We're here because we really want to play. We want to show these people that we can play. That was our whole kind of motivation, you know. And so we got on when we got on stage, and well, first of all, we said, now how are we gonna do this? Because we haven't practiced, you know. He laughed again. This is James Brown, son. All you gotta do is go up there on the stage with me, and I'm gonna call the songs off, and I'm gonna drop my hand, and y'all gonna hit those songs. And we was like, okay, cool. You know, and sure enough, that's what he did.
And with bass, I guess time. If you know the time, you can you got a little wiggle room. Is that fair to say? I'm a neophyte when it comes to bass guitar.
Well,
like if you're playing,
I had all
guitar,
kind of wiggle room because I started off on guitar, and James was the one that actually told me I was playing too much. So you know, it was like he kind of helped me calm down because I'm 18 years old. I'm a crazy, wild, cocky kid off the street and don't want to hear nothing about no discipline. But with James Brown, it was like I wanted to hear what he had to say. Yeah, you know, because this is James Brown. It's like, you know, this cat has got the tightest band, and you know, so I want to know all of this stuff. So I'm like, I'm coming off of my cocky thing, you know. I want to fit in, you know, and I want to brush my shoes up. Crease my pants, you know, comb my afro, you know, have my afro combed back and everything.
How high was that fro back then?
Oh, that fro was like this.
It was nice.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
But
usually
Scooby-Doo style.
when you look at the videos, it's usually lopsided. I don't know what that was all about.
You don't?
No, not
I
really.
thought it was just because of your lean, man.
Yeah. you know about the lean, huh?
You just had that lean so much that when you get out of bed, the afro went, oh, I'm going.
Oh, you did study, huh?
I'll be there.
You did study.
How much have you needed to impress James Brown?
Well, every